Welcome to Tokyo, where two travelers are about to embark on an unforgettable culinary journey. We are decoding the anatomy of Japanese barbecue through the eyes of international visitors. This exploration is broken down into three key segments. First, the visceral experience, where we witness raw, emotional reactions to unprecedented textures. Second, the seasoned perspective, which offers an analytical appreciation of marbling and perfect pairings. And finally, we reveal the unwritten rules of yakiniku, the hidden mechanics that truly make the meal work. Meet guest Alpha, originating from Iran. He is embarking on his first major premium Japanese yakiniku experience. While he arrived with high anticipation for Japanese beef, he is entirely unprepared for the sheer physical texture of a grade 5 meat. This is the baseline of discovery, where expectations meet a reality that defies description. High-quality Japanese beef speaks a universal language of texture that requires no prior cultural context to appreciate. It bypasses the intellect and triggers a purely emotional, physical response. Travelers often describe it as melting in your mouth. Guest Alpha was so moved by the softness that he was literally shaking, rating the experience a perfect 10 out of 10. Yakiniku is not a singular dish. It is a multifaceted tasting menu dictated by the diner, a true flavor symphony. Salt is used to isolate and elevate the pure, unadulterated sweetness of the beef fat. The tear sauce adds a deep, caramelized umami profile to the heavier cuts of meat. Finally, citrus is the essential element that cuts through the rich marbling, completely refreshing the palate for the next bite. Now, we look at the seasoned perspective through guest Beta from the United States. As a professional in the American beer and wine industry who has lived in Japan for 3.5 years, he approaches the meal with a veteran eye. He looks past the initial novelty to appreciate the deep, complex mechanics of the cuisine. For the veteran, it is about the art of marbling and quality over quantity. They appreciate what we call the white fatties, that intricate intramuscular fat that defines premium status and creates a signature filthy richness. Whether it is the grilled cuts or a pristine yuko plate, the seasoned palate embraces the highest standards of quality. To the seasoned diner, rice is never an afterthought. It is a highly functional canvas. Guest Beta noted that this rice is different because it has the meat juices absorbed directly into it. The rice catches the rendered fat and intense savory juices, transforming a simple side dish into a secondary masterpiece. When we look at the cross-cultural palate matrix, the primary focus shifts from texture and softness for the first-timer to intricate fat marbling for the veteran. While the first-timer has a purely emotional reaction, the veteran offers a highly analytical appreciation. The core revelation for one is the transformative sauces, while for the other, it is the synergy of meat, juices, and rice. Ultimately, yakiniku flawlessly bridges the gap between primal cravings and sophisticated culinary appreciation. Rule number 1 is the anatomy of the order. A premium yakiniku meal follows a deliberate sequence to prevent palate fatigue. Phase 1 is the awakening. You start with distinct, leaner cuts like beef tongue, paired strictly with light citrus lemon to wake up your taste buds. Phase 2 is the crescendo. You progress to heavier, intricately marbled cuts like karubi short rib, deeply marinated in tear sauce once your palate is fully primed. Rule number 2 is the interactive ritual. Yakiniku rejects passive consumption because the rule of the grill dictates that the diner is also the chef. By controlling the sear, the pace, and the temperature of every single bite, eating becomes a highly active and mindful event. This process forces diners to engage fully with their food and their company, making it a social experience unlike any other. Rule number 3 is the calculated balance. The extreme fats of a grade 5 beef would be physically overwhelming if eaten alone. By pairing intense umami with sharp acidic sauces and neutral, absorbent rice, you create a highly calculated and perfectly engineered gastronomic equilibrium. It is a balance of richness and acidity that allows you to enjoy every bite. Yakiniku is far beyond just meat on a fire. The global appeal of this cuisine is no accident. It is a meticulously designed ecosystem that combines world-class agricultural ingredients with interactive dining and perfectly engineered flavor balances. Whether you are experiencing it for the first time or the 100th time, it consistently shatters expectations and redefines what a meal can be. Now, we look at your culinary collision. How does your local barbecue culture compare to the calculated balance and interactive ritual of yakiniku? When you travel, which perspective do you relate to more? The visceral joy of the unknown or the analytical appreciation of the seasoned veteran? Think about how these two worlds meet at the table. The anatomy of a meal is best understood by watching it unfold. We invite you to experience the genuine, cross-cultural culinary collisions by watching the original tasting journeys on the Momoka Japan YouTube channel. Dive into the reactions, explore the culture, and subscribe to discover your next unforgettable meal in Tokyo.